Hey there, my name is Lesley Pazdzioch, and in this video, I want to be sharing some insight into life, the meaning of life, and the importance that every life, every living thing has true meaning and is so significant. And if you are struggling with your own life, feeling like, does my life have meaning and purpose? What is my purpose? Even if you're alone, we're going to talk about that too. What the meaning is behind being isolated or taking some time just to just be your own self. And sometimes I really had to deal with those times when it gets uncomfortable because you feel so alone. So that's what this video is all about. But first I want to share a little story that will help out here. A few weeks ago, I took a trip with my uncle. He's an elderly uncle, and we drove actually from Colorado to Idaho to check on a property that he owns and to put it up on the market, to see what it needed to put it up for the market. And as we're walking through the house, there was a spider. And I swear this spider was probably half the size of a teaspoon. And I am not a fan of bugs. Really, I truly am not. In fact, there was one time, my daughter can attest to this, when the kids were younger, they came home from school, my second daughter, and found me standing on top of the island in our kitchen because there was a spider on the floor the size of a teaspoon, with more legs than I could possibly count, nor did I care to. Petrified. She laughed hysterically, put a bowl over the spider, slid a piece of paper under it, and put it outside. I cried. That thing scared me to death. So just to know, they are not, I'm just as fearful as anybody else. But here's the thing. One of the gentlemen that we were with picked up a broom to smash the spider. And I stopped him. I said, no, don't do that. He said, Lesley, it doesn't belong in here. Why not? And I said, for the same reason that, I said, it has a purpose. It has a purpose and a meaning. And yeah, sometimes it gets a little lost, but how many of us don't get a little lost? Just because we get a little lost in our direction in life, it doesn't mean that we don't have a purpose. It just means that we're a little lost and that we can find our way. There's always a way. And I explained to him, so often in the springtime we have people that come to our doors, or we have companies come out, pesticide companies, and spray our yard for the bugs and such that are going to come, and they spray our homes. But did you ever think about, and then we wonder why our flowers aren't blooming? Why are our gardens not growing as robust as they could, or our plants flowering as much as they could? It's because we killed those bugs that bring in the birds, the bees, and the other aspects of nature that allow that to happen. So then we go out and we buy fertilizer to fertilize our plants, right? To make them flower. So we're taking out something. This is the profound thing. We're taking out a natural aspect of life and we're replacing it with a chemical, with an alternative, with something that's not natural. It's actually artificial, and it's created to look like this is what, is supposed to be there, when we got rid of what was truly supposed to be there in the first place, the bugs. Because the birds and the bees eat the little bugs. That's what brings them in to make our plants grow and to have the natural occurrence of life occur. And when we take out those natural environmental aspects, it's replaced with things that are false, things that are engineered, per se. But if we go a little bit deeper, how much of that do we do within ourselves? How often do we take out that natural aspect of who we are and replace it with something false, looking like it's natural, acting like it's natural, but in reality, it's costing us a lot of money, a lot of time, and it's very expensive, right? It's very expensive. We not only lose what's supposed to be there and kill it, get rid of it, which is costly to us, but then we replace it with something that we know is not really there. And in the end, that fertile ground that's everlasting life, giving us everlasting life, over time is stripped of its nutrients. Stripped of its nutrients. So let me just put that theory into perspective with our lives. How often are we removing things that perhaps aren't normally accepted? It's considered a nuisance, right? What if things are about us or about others that we look at and we see it as a nuisance, and then we remove it within ourselves, or we expect it to be removed from within, with other people to do the same for us. Remove that because it's a nuisance. They don't like that certain thing about us, so we remove it, right? It's a natural thing that's a nuisance. But then we replace it with a behavior or some other aspect of us that is false, and it looks the same. It looks like it's supposed to be there, but it's really not supposed to be there because it's not natural. And then think about how is that affecting the soil or the foundations of your life? How is that affecting the foundations of your life? Is it nurturing the foundations through the seasons of your life? Just like the seasons in our environments. Summer, winter, spring, fall, right? Things are taking place naturally. How are things in your environment? How are things happening in your foundations? Are your soils being nurtured and cared for and accepted as a part of you, whether somebody thinks it's a nuisance or not? Is it a characteristic about you that maybe people find annoying, but is truly other people find, or just even you? Do you find things about you that you enjoy, that make you you, that make you unique, but other people just find it annoying or a nuisance? And how about you just leave it there? How about you just leave those little annoying things and don't remove them and replace them with things that are false? And how about other people just look at it, and even, how about others, even ourselves, we do that to others too, right? And what if we kept those things about us? Because it's about us that makes us us. It's those things that make us unique, right? And they're very important to us. They're very important to the nurturing and the growth of our foundation. They're very important to have the aspects and the seasons within our lives, right? Because we grow. Just like nature, we grow. So how do we keep those and make it be okay? We do it, and we don't let it bother us, because we look at other people and at the little annoyances, like the little bugs outside that are annoying, or the flies during picnics, right? We accept it. That's part of a picnic, is you're going to have flies. That's part of outside. There's going to be spiders. There's going to be things that we don't like, but we can appreciate it for what it does serve. Its purpose. Because nothing here is without purpose, correct? Right? I'll tell you one more funny story before I go, because this shocked me. When I had bought the home I live in now, the first few mornings when I woke up to get into the shower, there were red ants in the shower. I couldn't figure out why they were there. And so I prayed about it, and I talked about it, and I thought, okay, God, what do I do? You know, I don't want these ants there, but I didn't want to turn on the water. I could have very easily turned on the shower and they would have gone down the drain, but that bothered me. Plus, red ants, they bite and it hurts, right? So I said, what do I do? And it came back. Lesley, ask them 3 times to leave, and if they don't, then turn the water on. So that day, I asked, please leave. Please go outside. That's where you belong. You know, I did the whole spiel. Second day, same, less ants. Same thing. The third day, all of them are gone, and I have not seen them since. So perhaps, if there are little things about yourself, or there are little things about others that are a little annoying, how about you just ask for a way to accept that that's what it is, and a way to overlook it, or a way to find some way to appreciate that person because of that, right? Just appreciate them. Appreciate those little annoyances of others, those little things that you think need to be different, and look inside and ask yourself, why is that bothering me? Why is it bothering me? Is it because, you know, sometimes we have them about us, and that other people have mentioned it, and we've made those changes, therefore we think others people should make those changes? When in reality, we're disrupting the nature of who we are. So if we accept these things about others and appreciate it because it makes them that makes them who they are, accept and appreciate that, then perhaps maybe we can give that same grace to ourselves. Accept the fact that not everybody's going to like us, and not everybody's going to like everything about us. But what's important is that we accept and embrace everything that's unique about us and give the same to others. That way, we don't feel the need to change who we are, but it also allows us to accept those things within other people as well. Therefore, the very foundation of everybody happens naturally, and the progression of the seasons nurture their foundational soils, nurtures who they are, the soul of who they are, bringing life to them. You know, maybe we don't like people who have their headphones on and they're listening to music and sing along with it. You know, when they're younger, maybe it's kind of annoying, but we stop that. What if they would have turned out to be a really great composer or a really great artist? Maybe that was their purpose, to sing, and it was destroyed. But if we nurture it, and just accept it, and encourage those differences. It's in those differences that your gifts and talents, it's in those differences that makes us who we are. It's in those differences that brings us joy. But if we kill that joy in ourselves and others, we don't get to nourish our soil. So nourish your soil by accepting and embracing those things. And don't change them for anybody. Just be you. And give the same to others. Show yourself that grace. Show yourself that love and that compassion so that you're allowed to give it to other people. Remember, you put out what's within. And that makes the world a much better place to live in, right? Because now we're embracing our individuality and what makes you you. I hope this video helps, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Hello, this is Lesley Pazdzioch. I want to thank you for watching this video. And if you found the information in this video useful, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel so you can receive notifications when new content is released. To learn more about how you can begin putting these principles into your life, living from the inside out, please visit my website at lesleypazdzioch.com. Thank you again for watching. I look forward to sharing more quality videos on this channel in the near future, and I hope to see you there.